Hello guys, I'm back again with another video. Yeah, forget about all that. Anyway, so in today's video I'm basically documenting trades that I took this week. I'm going to show you guys the number of trades I took for this particular week, and then also the number of trades I took per day. I actually deposited 1,000 cedis to prove to myself that since the time I started learning trading till now, have I made any improvements? The strategy that I've accepted to use and adjusted to be my strategy, how well is it working? And is it a profitable strategy and all of that? So in this video you are basically going to see how I did, or how this strategy made me money. If I lost money, it's gonna reveal in this video also. So without wasting much time, let's get right on the desktop and so to begin with, this Notion is basically where I do my journaling. And if you don't know, Notion is a free platform that allows users to document whatever they want to do. So in my case, I use Notion to document all my trade. So right here you could see I have my trading plan, and then my trading journal being inculcated or made on Notion. So you basically see this is trading plan and journal. I have the plan right here, and here is where due charge. This is where I basically do all my journaling. So let's get right into the journaling aspect. So I could show you guys the number of trades I took and how well they all went. Yeah, right. So on GU, when I click on it, it opens up. Yeah, so this trade was actually a win trade. As you can see, I won. And to even begin with this, so one problem or one mistake that I found myself doing couple of times was that I was messing up with my risk to reward, and then some trades that, or some setups that I trade or I enter, what I found myself doing was that instead of me entirely waiting for my take profit to be hit, I kind of take early partials, and it really messed up with my risk to reward. And that's one of the many things, or one of the many mistakes that I realized during this 1 week of trading as my personal challenge. So this is the GU trade, and when we go, I actually have screenshots to show you guys. The first trade I took was this. As you can see, it was approximately I think 1:2, right? Yeah, 1:2 trade. Because I was taking early partials and messed up with my risk to reward, and of course my PNL replicated or showed that same result. So as you can see, there was a nice trade broke this resistance and gave me a nice confirmation to enter here. I actually entered this trade on the 15-minute time frame, where I saw a better confirmation to enter this trade. So yes, the first trade was a good trade for me. Now the second trade was a GJ trade, GBP JPY, which it was also a win, also 1:2, but because of the mistake I just spoke about, it also mixed up with my risk to reward, and then the profits are again. As you can see, nice trade. This low broke this high, and it pulled back straight into a very nice fib zone. I got my confirmation and entered the trade, and there it was. Voila, a winning trade. Right. That same day I took another GU trade and took an L on that, but it's good, it's all good. This was actually my prediction was to get a 1:3 from this, but it was a loss. So yes, I lost a percentage of my starting capital. As I said, I started with 1,000 cedis, and I was risking 10% of that capital per every trade. As you can see here, I had my confirmation right here, but on the 15 minutes time frame, I had an early confirmation. As you can see, the trade started going in my direction for a while, and then you can see yeah, I took an L on this. It was good. So that was my last trade for the day. Now on Tuesday, I took just one trade, GBP card, and I took a loss on this trade actually. Let's open it up and see. So as you can see, this was a 1:10 trade. You know, this is an absurd, you know, risk to reward. But still, I mean, if you see an opportunity, why not? You need to go for it, right? Yeah. So let's check. Okay, so this is the setup I saw actually. As you can see, price were pulling up into a very nice resistance zone right here, and this was the result. As you can see, as price tapped in, actually entered somewhere here, and you know, it just knocked me out of the trade and started going my direction again. Yeah, so actually what I'll do this weekend is I'll basically, you know, take my time and analyze all my shortcomings, you know, to adjust them properly so they don't normally happen, or they don't like happen, you know. Yeah, so on Wednesday I took losses again on GBP card. Terrible, bro. This trade it really got to me because I, you know, threw my trading plan under the bus, and I took these losses. Instead of risking, you know, 10% per trade, I was risking 20% per trade, and I actually took two separate losses on this particular setup, meaning that instead of, you know, losing my initial 10%, I actually lost 40% on this trade. That's serious. That's serious. So let's look at the setup. The same GBP card. So you see, as it knocked me out here, I was so, you know, sure, I would say I was so determined, and you know, sometimes it happens as traders, you find a level to, you know, have this capability of holding a trade, and it just doesn't. So once it knocked me out here, as you can see, it knocked me out right here, gave me this confirmation, and I entered again, and then I got stopped out once again, and on this particular trade I lost 40% of my account. It really got to me because that's how it boils down and shows you how important having a trading plan, you know, is. So you know, that was one lesson I learned from, you know, by risking. And yeah, so on Thursday I took two trades on gold. As you can see, both were wins for me. The first trade, let's take a look at it. So as you can see, it was a 1:1, basically 1:1.4, but basically 1:1 type of trade. It was a nice setup. As you can see, I actually entered this a bit late. I didn't really see it early, so I entered a bit late because I thought, you know, it still had potential. And as you can see, price broke this resistance level, retested it nicely, gave a confirmation. So traditionally I should have entered this trade around this place, but when I came to the chart, prices were, you know, around this place, and I still entered because I saw, you know, a lot of potential on this trade. So why not put 10% on it? And you know, I actually made that profit. Anyway, I didn't take a screenshot of the result, so I can basically go on the chart and show you guys. Yeah, it's taking up a bit of time. Right, where is the trade? Where is the trade? Yep, so here is the trade right here. So you guys can see, this was the trade. Yep, let's go into the 5 minutes so you can see it clearly. You can see it more clearly, right? Yep. So this was the trade that I took, and trade hit my TP straight away. Nice trade. You know what I'm saying? Nice trade. Anyways, yes. So the second trade, gave me a 1:3 setup, and I took that trade. And I'm actually happy that I took that trade because it was nice. Yes. So this 1:3.7 trade. Let's take a look at the setup. Right here, this was the setup. Took this trade. The red horizontal line is actually my my daily support level. So once price came in, I waited on the 1 hour for confirmations, and I entered this trade right to take profit. As you can see, beautiful trade, made over 300 cedis on this trade. Nice. That's gold. So that's like 370 pips that I made on that trade. Anyway, beautiful setup, beautiful trade. Now on Friday, also being the last day, I took 3 trades on gold, made a loss on the first trade, and then made wins on the second and third trade. What actually happened was that this loss that incurred, or this loss that I took or I had on this trade was actually my mistake. I woke up early in the morning, saw the setup that was a sell setup. Instead of me sticking to that plan of a sell setup and entering, after entering the trade, I actually entered 20% of my capital as a risk on this trade. And instead of me accepting the risk, I overanalyzed, I reanalyzed, and saw that it wasn't really it was the thing when you analyze the trade, enter the trade, and you begin to reanalyze and kind of have different type of setups and all this. That's actually what happened. And I think I forgot to put what's the name, the screenshot here, but you can move straight to the chart and I'll show you what happened. So it was actually somewhere here. Yep. No, not this one. I've not yet traded. This is current markets. I've not yet traded this. Yes, so it was actually somewhere right here. I don't know why, because of the mistake I made on that trade, I got annoyed and I kind of delete things. But I think yes, so this was the beginning when I came to the chart. Yes, so it was this trade. Yeah. So I saw this right here. I saw this bearish engulfing, and then I entered the trade right here. Stop loss here, targeting this side. This was where I was targeting, right? Instead of me sticking to this plan, I began to overanalyze the trade. And you see, when I saw this, let me get rid of this. When I saw this pullback again, this was exactly where the confusion emanated from. I took down those initial sell setups and I entered buy setups here again. Then I took my time to really analyze the trade again, and then I realized it was a sell, so I had to get off that buy setup also, and they accumulated the losses, and that's what it shows here. I made 175 and 18 cedis on this trade. Well, I took a loss, and those are things that happen on the market and then you learn from. Anyway, I got to put that screenshot there because I have to make very good and presentable presentations and documentaries on my trading journal. So I took a loss on it, and this could have really affected the rest of the day, but I have this in my trading plan that the first trade, when you lose a trade, you should just basically understand that it's a cost of doing business and you move for it, right? So I saw another setup on gold on Friday, and I took it, and guess what? It was a win setup for me. As you can see, this was okay. So here too, I've not really entered today. It just boils down to show that because these are today trades, I normally do the journaling at the end of the day. I've not yet taken time to input the data bar. Well, it's all good. I have the screenshot of this one here, so we can look at it. As you can see, this was the trade pulled into my resistance zone. I took the trade. So you see, now I remember this trade. So when I took that loss, right, remember the loss I just spoke about on gold? Then I took the loss and I re-entered the trade again. So this is the second time I re-entered the trade, and as you can see, it went straight towards my take profits, right? So this was the better trade. I made a mistake, took the loss, and yeah, it's good. I moved forward and saw another good setup. Now the last trade I took on gold also made me 124 cedis. And as I said, because I was taking partials too early, it kind of messed up my P&L and my risk to reward, but it's all good. As you can see, this was also a 1:2 risk to reward trade. Let's look at it. As you can see, yep, took this trade as you can see from here, trade broke this minor resistance right here, then came to retest it again, give a nice confirmation, entered, and it was a beautiful trade. As you can see, 1:2 trade taken. Yep. And so yes, these are basically the trades I took for the whole week, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 trades. I took 11 trades in this week. 1 2 3 4 5 of them were losses, and 6 of them were actually winners. So as you can see, my wins are more than my losses. Yes, I messed up with the risk to reward. That's something that I'm actually going to adjust. I'm actually going to look through, because this weekend I'll be doing my post-market analysis, and I'll be adjusting and looking at things that I did wrong and things that I did correctly, and try to better my strategy, right? So going back to the trading plan and journal, you could see my P&L. I'm still in profit. I still made, even though I lost about 40% of the my trades, I still made tangible amount of money. As you can see, I started with 1,000 cedis. Right now I am up by 206.91 cedis, which is basically like 20%. So at the end of the week, I made 20% of the account, which is okay. It's acceptable. This was my first trade in this challenge, and I made 20%. That's good. I'll actually showcase the real trades that I took on MT5 on next, so you guys see the actual trades. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you next in the following video. I'll be doing this most often, so stay tuned. Bye.